Hello everyone, and welcome to another NikoDyz Plays Does War review for MSF. Let's jump into it. Ah, our hero. Well, it looks like I defended here against isoless, extremely lopsided Inhumanes. Well, at least he got these 3 ISO correct. I don't know what he thought was going to happen. This wasn't going to win. Don't do things like this. Don't do things like this. Bad idea. Ah, our hero. This is a shame because Pim Tech kind of suck. There are some very specific uses for them. Like, you can use Ghost and Dark Dimension, obviously. I'm sure you know this by now. For the Gamma Raids, if you have a high red star yellow jacket, you could get some use out of him. I am not recommending to anybody to pump him up. Like, if you got a 3 or 4, leave him there. But if you pull a 6, you could use him if you're on the outside lanes, but the rest are useless. And look at that. Punch down on my, still pretty lopsided with just Ghost. And yeah, I was experimenting with them against Emma Marauders earlier, but it was just a little too risky. And now there's just so many counters that I just throw them on defense, and every once in a while I get a win. Blackfoot Rose on the defense. So as you can see here, Heroes for the Hire with Jessica Jones. And this guy decided to bring X-Men 2. I think it's called 2 because you got... Well, no, I guess 2 is like Beast and Cyclops. I don't know. There's so many different variations of it. But like, I mean, I don't know what happened here with the Psylocke. I'm guessing it was high red stars and felt it was a good idea. You know, your G13 Wolverine. Yeah, how's that working out for you? Well, you tried a 200k punch down. People are doing like 200k punch downs with like Kestrel and Silver Surfer, and they're calling it a win. So when you take like a year and a half ago's meta and you like try to throw it against this team, I'm surprised you killed her, to be honest. I tell people, when you're not using Infinity Wallet against this team or Kestrel, Silver kind of combination, you're basically hoping to out-sustain this team. So Shadowlands works quite well, right? Where you just want to, and you want to be punching down, of course, but yeah, out-sustain. Because they're going to keep reviving and getting full health and cleansing all their debuffs. This is not a sustain team. With Beast, maybe, but I really hope you're not ripping apart your Axeman team to do that. I mean, I'd rather use Axeman against this team, frankly, but yeah. Good job, Blackfoot Rose. Alright, I don't know what happened with the cropping here. Probably drunk. I'm assuming alcohol was a factor here. Yeah, so you got a Jessica Jones Hero for Hire team. Both the ladies are G14, not overly big, but the fact they're G14 makes it complicated. So at least this player brought a Kestrel, right? And I'm looking and like, okay, like I've seen Zemo, Red Skull, like you're basically manipulating it because like some of the characters will attack the highest damage, others will attack the lowest health. So was Miles really the best 5th to bring? Don't misunderstand me. I've seen some niche uses out of him because he's got like that disrupt that he can put on 2 people, and he's got that bit of that speed bar removal. So he does, in some circumstances, work as a 5th. But against his team, like the debuffs don't really last, right? Because they keep getting them cleansed. Yeah, I mean, he killed 2 of them. She didn't kill. That's a free kill. I don't know what happened. I don't know why Kestrel didn't take out somebody more important early on. Maybe they thought taking out Iron Fist would have worked better, so they'd have less heals. I don't know. Don't do that either. So, you know, they try to clean up. Come on, guys. Your isoless Pim Tech team. We just talked about this, how, like, this is not a good team. Very niche uses. She probably killed them all before they started. And so then he goes again with power armor. So even older meta. And like, I get, come on guys, like, just because it's half the TCP doesn't mean you're gonna win. None of these characters except for Ghost can do any damage to these ladies. And this team, again, power armor still has use, right? I am a big proponent of power armor Ultimus. Some people are still using power armor Ultron. I kind of disagree with that one. The thing is, you want to use this on teams that have lots of buffs, right? To get the ball rolling. And it looks like they started to do something. You know, another big thing is getting the defense down on everybody. And then, like, using back-to-back War Machine ult and Falcon ult. Probably got the defense down and then did the War Machine ult. And then they healed up and they didn't have it. So then Falcon did his thing and it didn't do it that much. And it just... Just no, you have to bite the bullet and send a real team to fight this, or else you end up giving 2 different players had fails for no reason. Alright, Pita Chip. X-Force is a very common counter to use against She-Hulk, Fantastic Four. I just was surprised because there was a Silver Surfer there, and that's a pretty big one. Not the biggest, but still developed. If it wasn't there, I'd say, well, it's a waste of a punch down, but no, this is a very good attack team to use and to get a win against the Silver Surfer. So good job, Pita. Commander Lala. We don't even try to get MVP anymore. We just try to get 2nd place to MVP. I have a certain leader in my alliance who's not going to like that comment there. But yes, Commander Lala is one of our heavy hitters for sure in war. I had very mixed feelings about Skilletary, even with the rework. It didn't feel to me that, like, I wasn't convinced. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. And so when I see him do a punch up, now mind you, you can talk about, like, you know, doing a 300k punch up to a 400k team. But then if you're looking at this means that they all, like, look at all the G15s. Look at, they probably have all their T4s maxed out. This is like 6R at least, if not 7. Same with the Red Guardian. So this is like a vicious team to go up against, right? And yeah, he got a good win. Okay, so this is like on the same kind of line that we're talking about. Unfortunately, this was somebody from my alliance. This is not an attack team. This is not a cleanup team. Well, maybe in certain circumstances, like when it times out and Mystique is the only one left alive or something like that, sure, throw this team. Nobody will get upset, right? But like against Silver Surfer, who is like one of the best standalone characters in the game, don't throw an outdated war defense team and expect to get a win. Every single one of these guys' turns, they healed him and they did no damage. There's no one here that will do any damage to him. Then you take a team like this. This is unfortunate, but this is more of a reality. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to need to throw a full team. And so this player, to me, this is a redemption. It sucks that it was like a 440k one, but this is better than more members of our alliance throwing 300k teams against us and losing. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. I'm sure that I didn't screenshot what happened here, but you can imagine an Infinity Wallet team on defense, even without Adam Warlock. It's not a joke. And look how big these characters are. So he did his best, didn't succeed, and then in the end, at least rectified his mistake. So in the end, it's a win, especially if we learn from it. So in the same vein that we're speaking, I don't even need to say words to this, guys. This is less than 1/3 of Black Bolt size. Yeah, don't do that. Alrighty, Frank. Emma Marauders with Doc Ock. I don't agree with him being the best 5th, because you could put together a Sinister 16, but regardless. So why I'm showing this attack, I mean, not only is it over 110k punch up, but like it's basically revolved around these 2 ladies, so minimal investments. His Daredevil died, but he's kind of squishy. But you really don't need that many T4s. I mean, you would put some more on Night Nurse, especially if you're using her on raids. I know now there's Aunt Robin, so less of a need to use Night Nurse, but for a lot of us who were pushing in Doom, she was necessary. And she's a good Mystic character too. There's not really a Mystic team, so yeah, good job, Frank. It's nice to see this. If any of you are still sitting on Shadowlands, at the very least, like I said, you can use these 2 in raids and you can use them in war. You don't have to go crazy investing T4s in these people. Though it's typically like the more T4s you put in, like you put in his special, it might let you do a slightly bigger punch up or give you a bit more peace of mind, right? But not really required. So good job, Frank. Yeah, I don't know what to say to this, guys. I mean, I could see like trying to give benefit of the doubt to this player. I can see like ability block, and maybe passing that on to everybody, right? But I mean, for one, the Squirrel Girl, she cleanses all the debuffs. So unless you get that ability block on Squirrel Girl, it's all gonna get cleansed. There's no one should be using Kingpin at this point, guys. Like, I know for the longest time he was always the 5th if you didn't have a 5th, but now that you've taken X23 from her team, are you running X-Force without X23? So you may as well have put, I don't know, Domino. I'm not saying to do that. That's still a bad idea. Realistically, put Loki there. Are you using Loki somewhere else? Because you shouldn't be if you have Hela here. Hela people have been using on Supernatural. But if Hela's here, then put Loki there. Loki's going to bring a lot more to the team than Kingpin will, right? Or bring up his Grenadier. Like there's so many better characters that you could have brought. Namor. would have been better than Kingpin. Isoless Kingpin. And this is a punch down too. Yeah, don't do this. All right, so here's the thing. I'm like a mixed feelings with a team like this, right? Because like, on one hand, to me it sucks that one of the newer teams was used to fight such an old, terrible team. But on the other hand, I mean, why does this guy have a 710k Wakanda team? That's the real question here, the real crime. I suppose he likes Wakanda. And, you know, the ISOs are correct. And I gotta say, guys, with ISO, I felt it made this team a lot better. When I was, before the auto sim on Blitz, I was still doing battles manually. And when we got ISO, I found this team was a lot more consistently getting wins. There's a lot of synergy between these two with the skirmish and like the free attack, and it gives them just that extra oomph to get kills and thus more speed bar. Ideally, I would tell a player to use power armor to punch up on this team, right? Just off the top of my head, or Fantastic Four. But like, I don't want our players to have a 550 or 600k power armor or Fantastic Four. So at least this player got us a win. And I mean, this isn't the end of the world because everybody on our alliance has an X-Men team. So yeah, I call that a win. So when I saw this attack, I thought it was that other player who like used X-23. I'm like, oh, this is the other like X-Force team that they dissected. But it wasn't. This is a different player because X-23 is right here with like healer ISO for some reason. Okay, guys, this isn't a very good team. It's meant to trump you up because it has ghosts, so you don't want to like under respect it. But like, he dissected his X-Force team to put Namor and Ultron to get, like, it's just a waste of a team. Because now you can't use your X-Force. You're gonna have another team with Domino and Deadpool. Because I mean, you could have run that and that would have beat this team. Or Ultron, one of the few times you use Aimtron, right? I mean, he's gonna cleanse it all, but you're basically waiting for the Ultron train to get rolling. And Namor, okay, well, Namor's kind of homeless these days, right? But it just seems silly. Like, again, put Domino there and she'll help these ladies a lot more. Or even Deadpool, right? It just, I don't know what happened here. Ah, our hero to save the day. Why is this attack here? I mean, first off, I want to make clear, this is like a 650k punch down, so this is nothing to brag about, right? I was just showing that despite my best effort to sabotage myself by dropping Crystal and keeping Karnak, I still managed to pull a win. It was pretty close, to be honest. She died pretty early on, and then he was, you know, you saw him there, but then once I took out these two girls, I'm like, ah, time is on my side. These two can solo it. Yeah, don't do this. You want Yo-Yo, of course, but Karnak isn't bad. Like, if you already have one of these two on a different team and you're only going to bring one of them, Karnak is better to have than Quake. I like Quake because for basic, you know, doing all the slows on everybody, right? It's actually really helpful to land his ult on Luke Cage so he gets a disrupt and it clears all the buffs so you can like focus down somebody else and he doesn't taunt. But of course I would rather have Crystal than Karnak. Okay guys, we are at Platinum 2. This team has been in the game for like a year. So I feel that at this level of play, I shouldn't have to explain to people not to bring 2 years ago meta. Like this team came out when Endgame was in theater. They probably killed War Machine or Falcon before anyone got a turn to move. On paper, this sounds like a really good team to use because these mercs give themselves so many buffs. So, you know, all that speed bar, Falcon will do extra damage, yada yada. But like, they will kill one, if not two of them before they even get a turn. That's just how this team is. Like, when this team came out, people were using Inhumanes and they were losing on punch acrosses and even punch downs, right? And Inhumanes was the best war offense team that we had. It just, this team is designed to be defeated by a very specific skill set. Like, you can use Brotherhood 2 if you survive the opening barrage and Pyro doesn't get blinded, right? But you don't want to just throw any team on this team and on a punch up even and expect to win. Yeah, punch up with X-Force. Yeah, you're going to get a win for sure, right? But like, not such an old team. Come on, guys. And that's where I'm going to end it here tonight. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate everybody who decided to stop by. If you are interested in seeing me live, I am on Twitch. I will put a link in the description below. I'm playing Marvel Strike Force, Hearts of Iron 4, and Outward. If you would like a roster review or submit an attack for me to analyze, feel free to join my Discord. I will leave a link in the description below. And I'm also about to do a series on RimWorld. If any of you are interested, there's a new DLC called Ideology, so it's going to be very RP heavy. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a good day.